Wow, Andre, what is that color? My eyes, it is so bright.
I want to call it Moab color.
It is kind of Moab clay orange.
Yes, well, it's solar octane.
Hey guys, welcome to this walk around and first dirt of a very special vehicle. And we are here in Moab,
Yes.
Utah to drive what, Andre?
The all-new 2023 Toyota Sequoia TRD Pro, the 3-row family hauler that can haul up a mountain.
Yep, in this video we're going to drive up to the top of Hurrah Pass, which we felt was a perfect use for this vehicle because, let's face it, this is a family hauler, so this is someplace you would take your family camping, and this is a beautiful place to take your family camping, isn't it? I mean, look at this.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
So tell me about the truck, Andre.
Well, let's walk around it.
Yeah.
So first of all, it's a close cousin, close relative of the all-new Tundra that came out in 2022, which means it has a new frame, fully boxed. It has a solid rear axle.
That's new, isn't it? Because the old generation had independent rear suspension.
When everybody's switching to independent rear suspensions, Toyota went backwards.
So basically, Toyota put a long cab, right?
On a truck.
On a truck. Yeah, which is cool.
Yes.
I love that. Okay.
Which means it's tough,
Yeah.
right? And it's a TRD Pro version, which means it's the top of the line off-road version, which they say is really great for quicker dirt road driving. It has Fox shocks, it has Wild Peak all-terrain tires, which are
what
almost
size are those?
Well, 32.6 inches diameter, so almost a 33. It could use a little bit bigger tire, maybe.
It's got rock rails, or maybe
It's kind of a step.
Steps.
Yes, which is really tough. This one also has every option, including a towing mirror.
I love the roof rack. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, this is kind of where you can put all of your stuff, maybe even a tent, up there.
And how about in the back? How much room is behind the third row seat? If you are bringing your family and their stuff, let's take a look.
Yeah, you open it while I show the suspension. So you can kind of see the Fox rear shock here. You could also see the multi-link rear suspension. You can see the fuel tank on the passenger side with a skid plate. And really,
we've got a god-awful mess back here. That's what we have.
Do you want to show my mess or no?
I thought this was...
This is my mess. I'm so sorry.
How many jackets did you bring?
I wanted to go camping, Roman. Hold this. Thanks. This is my hitch cover. So hold
recovery rope.
Hold on. Okay, sorry. Okay, so
this probably comes out, right? You can pull that out.
Watch this. This is a very fancy and quite expensive and luxurious SUV. And you can do this for the third row.
Yeah.
And there's something else.
I think they come out, right? If you pull on
yeah,
the
you
lever,
could pull them out.
Yeah.
And if you hold this just for a second,
yeah.
There's this shelf. This very clever shelf system in which you could put multiple kind of levels of your cargo.
That's pretty cool, Andre.
Yeah.
And speaking of the tow hitch, how much is a tow?
It tows about 9,000 pounds. We have a separate video where I towed with this. And the hitch is kind of tucked up high, which I like.
And I like the dual exhaust in the back here.
Oh, yeah.
Those are really nice.
We should talk about the power plant, huh?
Yeah, I'll open up the hood. Why don't we put this stuff... Put your stuff back, Andre, and I'll go open up the...
Gosh. This is
hood.
Not good.
Or do you say bonnet? So under the bonnet is what, Andre? It's a mild hybrid, isn't it?
Did you call it the bonnet?
Yeah, I'm just having fun. It's the same power plant that's in the Tundra.
Yes.
So it's a what, 3.5 liter, 6-cylinder?
Yeah, it's a V6, twin turbos. You can see some of the high voltage cables and components because there is an electric motor sandwiched between the V6 and the 10-speed auto. So it is a hybrid. Same system, 437 horsepower. 583 pound-feet of torque.
Made it to how many gears?
10.
Oh, that's good.
10. And the rear end, I believe, is a 331. So it's not super aggressive off-road rear axle, but it's also fairly good for efficiency.
And I'm sure Toyota got so much hate that they added recovery hooks to the new Sequoia.
And no.
No, they did not. But they did add lights.
Yeah, we have a bar light. So we have a light bar that only works with the kind of your brights. You have marker lights because this is a fairly wide vehicle, over 80 inches wide. And you know what else? It doesn't have really great approach angle. So about 23 degrees of approach, about 20 degrees of departure, 9.1 inches of ground clearance, which is not tremendous.
How about skid plates? Does it have skid plates?
Yes, lots.
All right, well, that's good.
And we could show underneath it too.
Yeah, all right. And then it's got kind of this, you know, typical fake-ish plastic carbon fiber. It's got this boomerang-shaped headlight that's straight out of the Tundra. And it has probably the most badass, coolest color I've seen on any three-row rig in the last 5 years. It just looks really good.
I think so. And it's rated at 22 mpg on the highway and 20 combined.
Now, should I try to get in there way back, see how much room there is? Let's give that a shot. All right, I'll do it the other way. You know what? I'll just get in the... We got so much stuff in here.
Well, we're traveling in Moab.
We're prepared for everything, including the great coffee crisis.
Here's what I want to show you. It has blinds, kind of shades here in the second row, in the third row.
No, the one thing, here, you stay here, I'm gonna go around. The one thing I did want to show them, which is I think important, is just like the Tacoma, they've done something which I'm not in love with. They've really put the floor up high in the back seat here. So your feet are very high. And my head, look at this, Andre. I'm, you know, obviously a little taller than most. I'm 6'2". I know you're 6'3".
Almost, yes.
But my hair is hitting, even though it's scalloped. And I feel like this is, you know, not for taller people. I'd like to have a little bit more leg room. And you'd think you have this kind of stadium seating where you're kind of looking down, but the fact is, the front of the truck, while it looks cool from the outside, is a little bit Hummer-like in that there's a slit in front that you're looking out.
Yeah, so you basically, the windshield is not very tall. But the front seat, I mean, positioning is good, but the seats are a little hard, in my opinion, as far as just comfort, overall comfort is concerned.
Well, we do have separate climate controls for the rear seat. We have USB, USB-C ports, which is nice. And of course, we have the kind of the typical Tundra, and we owned a Tundra, material in the seat, which I really like. It's kind of this industrial, it's not leather. I don't think it's leather. It's not leather.
No, it's synthetic.
It's synthetic material, but it looks really cool. So let's do this. Shall we take a ride up to the top of Hurrah Pass and see how it does off-road?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
All right, let's launch. I want to pretend I'm Ivan Ironman Stewart.
And I want to Hurrah Pass?
Yes.
Whoa, you are going quickly, my man. Andre, what is this wonderful map I'm looking at here?
Well, first of all, it's a gigantic screen.
It is.
And I've loaded up Onyx Off-Road app on my phone, and it's wirelessly connected to the system in the Sequoia, and it's showing us everything. I mean, I downloaded it. You can use it offline because, look, I have no reception here. Beautiful.
Yeah, it's really good because it, you know, helps you not get lost, which is always a good thing. Now let's talk about the interior a little bit. So what we have here is basically the Tundra, right? If you like the Tundra, you're going to like the interior of this because this is kind of a carbon copy of what you see when you're in a Tundra.
Absolutely, dude. And you know, you have a digital gauge cluster. I have it here. I'm monitoring my hybrid system. I can see kind of my battery state. By the way, you were talking about the rear seat room.
Yeah.
And the reason why those seats are kind of higher and the floor is higher, it's because, first of all, there's a rear axle there, but also the batteries are hiding under there. So it is a 1.87 kilowatt hour battery, which is small, but still, nonetheless, it's there.
And Akio Toyoda has kindly put the word of the company right in front of the passenger, so you'll never forget that you are in a Toyota.
Yes, but you know what else he did? He put a TRD logo right here on my steering wheel.
You know, I'm making fun of, you know, this giant Toyota up here, but I actually love the styling of this thing. I think it's one of the more sexy three rows that you can get. So what does this compete with, Andre?
Well, this is really interesting because...
the Highlander?
No. Gosh, no.
It's one size bigger, I know.
No. So this is kind of a growing area of three-row full-size SUVs because we've had the Tahoe Z71 for a while, right?
Yep.
We also have the Yukon AT4. We have the Ford Expedition Timberline edition, right? So these are kind of unique off-road ready editions of all those three rows.
So let me pull out the Monroney here. We can talk about the things that everybody cares about. That is, of course, the price. So this is a top-of-the-line model that Toyota was kind enough to lend us. And there are some options. Get this, Andre. The special color is a $425 option.
I think it's worth it.
I think it's worth it too. Yeah.
I would definitely get this color.
And how much do you think the TRD roof rack cost?
Oof. It's a sturdy one. It's strong. I want to say $500.
$1,395.
What?
Yeah, it's expensive.
Okay.
So base price without the options is get the $76,000, but when you're all in, you're at $80,291 with a $1,595 delivery fee.
Well, that's a high price, but you know what? If you're looking at an 84 Yukon,
Yes.
or you're looking at some of the others, that's kind of competitive.
Yeah, and this is, if you're wondering, built right on the same factory as a Tundra,
Yes.
which is in San Antonio.
Yeah.
So,
And,
go ahead.
and I think there will be, for that reason, and if you guys like this SUV, they can make a lot of them, right? Because it's now, alongside Tundra, they have the ability to produce a lot of them.
Yeah, I think one of the reasons they went to the same chassis as the Tundra was to cut cost, right? So that they can actually make this vehicle, because there was some talk of the Sequoia going away.
Well, yeah, it wasn't selling very many, right? It's like 1,000 Sequoias per month, and it was built at a different factory. It was partially hand built, and it had a unique rear suspension, right? It didn't have a Tundra suspension, and so now it shares a lot more with the Tundra, and I think it's a good thing.
All right, well, let's talk about the off-road goodies that are here. So we have, obviously, just like the Tundra, 2 high, 4 high, and 4 low. So we do have a low range. What does this little dial do here, Andre?
That's my drive mode selector.
Okay.
And by the way, there is no 4 auto. A lot of the other, like GM
Yeah.
competitors and Ford, and also to some respect, Nissan doesn't have it, but they offer all-wheel drive options where it's kind of nicer for kind of a, wet highways and kind of snowy highway driving.
Yeah, you don't have to think about it, right? And this is an old school truck. So let's say we're heading home, it's snowing, which it is in Vail,
Yeah.
Colorado, then you got to be mindful of putting it in 4 high, whereas if you were at an auto mode, you could just keep it in 4 auto and have 4-wheel drive all the time.
Yeah, so here's what I want to do, Roman. I want to go to 4 low.
All right, yeah, we're getting a little harder part here.
But
Yeah.
I need to be level. Here's the thing.
Why do you have to be level?
Well, because it's kind of this old school, the gears have to mesh.
Okay.
You have to be level. So I went to neutral. I'm going to put it in 4 high.
Okay.
Let's see if it...
Did it take?
No, it's blinking. It's blinking.
We've always had problems with the
It's blinking.
Tacoma and Tundra doing this, right?
There, it did it.
There we go. They're always
And now I go to 4 low. Did you hear that clunk?
Yep.
That's old school. That means it's locked in and hopefully reliable for a very long time.
You also have crawl control here, basically.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, that's
I
nice.
also have multi-terrain control. I have many, many modes. Many modes.
So this is for when the going gets a little rougher, when you and the family are now starting to do a little bit of rock climbing, which we are.
Yeah.
How does it drive? How does it feel?
Dude, it drives great. And
Yeah.
I think, I do wish I had a little bit more ground clearance.
Yeah, the 9 inches, let's put that into perspective. That's Subaru, right?
That's Outback levels.
Yeah,
of,
every Subaru Outback, and
it's like 8.7.
yeah, I know. It's
Or
not,
9.
It doesn't fill me with glee.
So
Because we're getting these like little like steps now that we have to start going over. And then
maybe we should show that from the outside too.
yeah, let's get the videographer. Why don't you hop out? Go a little farther. There's a bigger one coming up if I remember this trail correctly.
Okay.
I do notice that we also have a locking rear diff, which is nice.
Yeah, selectable,
Yeah.
which is beautiful.
And that's always. How about cameras? Want to show some cameras? What are our camera views?
Ooh, look at this. I can see to the side. I can see in the front.
The biggest problem with all these cameras is even though they're great, what they don't show you is the steepness or the depth, right? Or the slope.
Like 3-dimensional perspective,
Yeah,
right?
it does kind of make everything flat. And let's face it, everything here in Moab is anything but flat.
Yeah, I was hoping I could be Ironman Stewart and go 100 miles an hour, but I don't think I will be.
I talked to him,
Yeah.
and I asked him, Andre, when you're out there, winning those championships, are you at 100%? He looked at me like I was crazy. He was like, I'm never at 100%.
That's very interesting.
I'm always at at most 80% because, finishing is
Half the battle, right?
basically winning.
Yes.
If you can't finish, you can't win.
So why break the vehicle?
Why break the vehicle? Yeah. It's a little firm, Andre.
It is a little firm.
It's a little head tossy, if you can tell.
I think.
Okay, that's a lot head tossy.
Where's the hula girl?
She'd be hulaing up a storm right now. A little bit of an angle here, a little bit of a breakover angle we got to go over.
Yeah. So also, I like that you have hard switches, for a lot of the camera functions and the locker. So it kind of bypasses the screen. I can watch my cameras.
Well, you can't really see over the hood, can you?
No, the hood is giant.
This is the problem with all these modern off-roaders. They're all just straight up and down. There's no... And what I mean by straight up and down is that the hood is just like this massive bit of metal that's just right in front of you.
It's gorgeous here.
It is gorgeous here. I could see you taking your family here.
Yeah.
All right, let's do this. Let's fly a little bit of drone and show them what it looks like from above. And then we'll convene at the top of Hurrah Pass.
I love that.
Almost 5,000 feet above sea level. What a view, Andre. Show them the view.
I could get used to this, Roman.
Yeah, I know. It's incredible, isn't it?
I want to bring my family here.
And this is the perfect vehicle to do it. And
yeah.
Did you notice? Look. See?
You put. Oh wow!
Look at that. I was thinking ahead. I knew we were coming up here. All right. So, what do you think of the Sequoia TRD Pro?
So I think it likes more of a dirt road like this, and it wants to go faster.
Yes.
When it got slower, right, it started to get a little head tossy over bigger rocks, and also a little bit low clearance.
Yeah, so there's a reason we brought it up here to the top of Hurrah Pass and didn't take it into Hell's Revenge, because we wanted to bring it back home and not leave pieces of it here.
Yeah.
But I think it's a very fine vehicle. I'm glad that Toyota is building it, and I think this is like the ultimate family camper, right? If you want to come out here and you want to have the ability to visit places like this without fear of doing damage to your vehicle, at the same time bring the kiddos or bring your camping gear, that's a perfect truck for it.
Yeah, it has good bones, right? Good tires, good frame, just really good stuff.
And oh my God, get that color. Get that color.
It's worth every penny of that $450?
Yeah, the dealers call it, resale red. That is just out of this world orange.
All right, thanks guys.
Remember, alltfl.com if you want to, stick on top of all TFL. See you guys next time. Ciao.